G'day guys, this is Rick Williams, Tips and Ratings, just a ratings review for the 17th of February 2015. We produced a set of ratings today for Kyneton, Provincial Victoria or Country Victoria. 8 races, good track. In total, we bet around 27 or 28 units and got back 35. We made a profit of around 7.5 units. There's probably a lot of guys that won a lot more than that. I went off a bit early on a couple of prices, unfortunately, that cost me a little bit, and a return of 27% on turnover. So a good solid day to start the week on a Tuesday. In race 1, we started with Airfare. The horse was well backed, as was Wolowitz, and they basically kicked away at the top of the straight and fought the race out. And Airfare just sort of came down the outside and was a little bit strong. So we were on 3 horses in that race. We bet 3.24 units and got back 5.7. So we picked up around 2.5 units and made 76% on our money. In the next race, I did a re-rate here. The horse called Wolowitz that ran second in the first. It ran really well first up, but it probably had about 12 starts. I wasn't sure if it was a genuine form line or not, but the fact that it ran so well sort of indicated that it was pretty solid. And the horse that ran past at last start was Claudine, from a stable that's having a good run, and obviously it had only had 2 runs, so I thought it was open to pretty good improvement. So yeah, we re-rated the race there and marked at $2. It was around $2.80 or $2.90. Then the bookies opened up at $2.60, and it just got crunched into $2, and then sort of got out a little bit late when the O'Shea runner Plaque got out to $6 and got back into about $4.40, I think. And Claudine missed a start and flew home and just missed it. Probably should have won easy, and Zoe snapped one. So we had 2 bets there. Out was 3.8, 3.85, and in was 0. On to the next race, and our early focus here was on Virginia, Little Aussie, and Tripping Away, and they were all sort of up there. But what happened was 2 shillings got out late. As you can see, I've just put in there. It started over $12. Most agencies are locked in $9.50 here. Went off before the starter, and anyway, it won, so it got us out of trouble on that race. And we had Tripping Away, sort of a weird runner that, you know, wasn't going too badly, and you know, as you can see, we marked at 10 and locked in 26, and it was getting up the inside, but just couldn't get there. But look, we bet around 4 units on that race and got back 1.6, so just a small margin, but a profit's a profit. On the race 4, and look, I wasn't overly keen to get too involved here, but due to the volume of first starters from good stables, they came for testability. It was the eventual winner. It was held up a little bit at the back, but sort of got through and kicked away. Basically, the horse that we tagged is the best of the race runners, Liquidator. It got a good run up along the fence. It ran second. We marked at $4.40 and backed it around $7. I think it got out to about $8 some places, and it ran second. Yeah, it says there, but it was second. So that was a race we bet a couple of units and lost a couple. On the race 5, and yeah, marked Edge of Mandala $2.90. Sort of showed enough in its first run this prep when it didn't really have much luck to suggest that it was back in its best form, and its best form's clearly better than a 58, and you know, 2 kilos over the minimum, and it just looked really well in today, and it was number 1 on class. So they're you know, pretty hard to beat, those types of horses, especially when you add in that it was, you know, the second best speed rating. So $2.90, locked in $4. I think it got out to $4.30, best toed in the end. So that was a good win. Japanese Slipper we backed also, an easy flyer who got out to $8 and was backed in late, but it didn't figure. So 3.58 out, 6.9 in, so we pretty much doubled our money there, give or take. On to the next race, and we marked Sullivan's Paddock, $12, and it led all the way and won. As you can see there, it was number 1 class, number 2 speed, number 4 jockey, number 3 trainer. Unfortunately, I knocked this horse back a little bit. It came out around $8 raw, but I was pretty keen on the Billy Frechette, the Mar horse, so we marked that 250, having its first Australian start. So it took a bit of percentage away, but that horse, Sullivan's Paddock, led all the way. We locked it about $16, and it got out to $22.90, best total, 21 on the corporate. So I took a bit of a haircut there, but sometimes it happens. It just happened a few times today, and anyway, we got another good winner anyway, and excuse me, we pretty much doubled our money on the race, so 3.3 odd out for about 6.7 back. We had a few here that were just sort of borderline. So Majestic Jazz was our best result. We marked 7 and got on at 18, and they kept backing it late, and I think it started about $9 or $10, but it didn't really do anything. And Safety Peg just ended up getting a really good run, sort of box seat, number 1 class, sort of eased out and was just a little bit too good. So it was $5, it was bang on. There was some $5.50 around that some of the guys got. And Mook Delight's a horse that sort of didn't begin the best and had to be used up to get over. It was a better result, but it just sort of got pipped on the line. So 3.58 there out for 5 back, and again just a small margin on the race. And then we're all cheering for Belle Sur. In the last, we marked at $6.50. That started about $6 or $6.50, so there was just an avalanche for the horse. The bookies went up wrong, and yeah, well, they might have been right in the end, but anyway, we had it $6.50, and that's what it started. So it would have been a massive result, but it wasn't to be. We're on Narbateek also at a big price. I sort of opposed bail bonds here, and I was probably wrong. Just hadn't produced a decent speed figure for us, but obviously, strong class figures, and it looked like it was home. And basically, the money for Belle Sur and bail bonds meant that Stellarized wasn't looking like a bet for us until the last few minutes, and it blew out to $3.30, and I thought, well, that's a take, and it just kept blowing out to around $3.60 on most corporates and $3.90 best tote, and it didn't even look like winning either until about the last 10 metres where it just stretched out and got there. So that was it for us today. So yeah, good little day to start the week off on a Tuesday, and we're looking at Sandown tomorrow. Massive fields, it looks really hard. I generally try and bet in every race, but I'm not sure what I'll do tomorrow. I'll just see with the scratchings, because it's a tricky track at times, and with 15, 20 horses in each field, it can be hard. But today was good, and thanks for listening, and good luck with your punting.